When you're a solid man on retention, people are going to want your energy no matter what. Doesn't matter who they are, male or female. And I've talked about this in my last two videos, the succubus spirit. A lot of times you'll hear these people referred to as energy vampires. It's the same thing. It's talking about the same type of spirit and energy that is working inside of someone that's manifesting itself physically through these people, right? This is how the whole world works. Everything is energetic and spiritual, and it manifests itself in a physical form, okay? So when you're a solid man and you're retaining, you're on longer streaks, things like this, people are going to come around and they're going to want your energy. They're going to feel your energy because you've got the base level creative energy very high in yourself, right? And one thing you'll notice is, like with a female, when she's ovulating, she's got this high level of creative sexual energy going on within herself, right? It's manifesting itself within her and coming out, right? A lot of people aren't coming around her trying to take her energy, trying to get her energy, right? Her thing when she is in that state is to get attention. She does that even more. She wants to grasp. When she's in that state, she wants to grasp more energy. She wants to take even more energy than she does in a normal state. That's where she's at, right? To find a partner. She wants to get even more energy. And so at the fundamental level of masculine and feminine energy is masculine energy is outgoing. It's outwardly focused, and feminine energy is introverted. It's inward and introspective, right? And you see this in male and female genitalia, right? The energetic expression is written through the biology of the human body, right? Y'all get what I'm putting down right now. One receives, one gives. And then when it comes to reproduction, it's the same thing. One receives, one gives. So you have to have this fundamental understanding, right? I've painted this picture of this fundamental understanding of men and women. It goes down to the biology of how the two genders typically are. Men tend to be more extroverted and outwardly focused on the world. Women tend to be more introverted socially and inwardly focused on how the world makes them feel, right? And women tend to be attracted to men that are extroverted, outward, and men tend to be attracted to more introverted, quiet, soft-spoken women that are in tune with their emotions, right? So the way that these energies are expressed is written deep within our biology as men and women. What you have to understand is, as a man on retention, you have this strong creative energy. It's the most powerful creative energy there is, right? You can create a lot more life and a lot more things than a female can. So when you're walking around Earth in your normal everyday life, you're coming around people that have never sensed the level of energy that you have. Or it's just been a very, very long time, right? A lot of times they've just never sensed it. A lot of people, one of the guys commented on one of my videos how he had just hit a 90-day streak and how difficult it was. And brother, understand that a lot of people have not been around a man who's gone 90 days without ejaculating. So you have an energy that a lot of people have never, their antennas have never picked up on. It's never crossed their radar of a man who's gone 90 days. So instantly that's going to create curiosity, right? And at that point, you're creating dopamine in this person's brain. This is how like a female will get addicted to you as a man, right? It's all biological. She is picking up on pheromones and extrasensory stuff, energy that she's never picked up on before. And females are the most sensitive to this stuff. When this is happening as a man, you've got to understand the females are going to want this energy. naturally. By nature, they're going to want it. So you don't want to go too far into the succubus spirit energy vampire type stuff to where every woman, because she wants your energy, you're writing her off and you're saying no to her. It's about finding the woman who has balance, and it's about finding the woman who doesn't have ill intentions, right? They're all going to want your attention. They're all going to want your energy, right? But it depends on her approach as well, on how she gets your attention, how she gets your energy. Some females are very aggressive with it, right? They will come all up in your shit. They'll be very aggressive. Some won't be so aggressive. They'll just put themselves in front of you. Some will look at you from a distance. Some will take, at the gym, she'll take her shirt off. When you come around, she'll take her t-shirt off, right? Different things like this, all to get your energy. That's all it comes down to, is she wants your energy. And so you've got to look at who presents herself gently in front of you, who kind of stands back and doesn't do anything special to get your attention. She just hopes that you notice her as she is. She doesn't have to move or do anything, right? Those are the types of women that I've always been attracted to and I've always had the best relationships with, are the ones who don't do anything. They don't change who they are. They don't change how they are. They just hope that you notice them, right? They might touch their hair or something small like that they don't have any control over, but they're not like going out of their way to get in front of you and get your attention. Those are the best ones, okay? Now, the reason men are going to come around and want your energy is they're in a depleted energetic state. And so these men are, through ejaculations, are more feminine. Their energy is naturally more feminine because they've ejaculated their masculinity away, right? They're not as feminine as a female, but they're more feminine than you. They're more feminine than they should be. So they're going to want your energy. There's going to be a larger portion of them that wants to receive energy instead of just give energy, right? So I wouldn't waste time on any man like this, right? Even if it's a guy that you think needs some help and you think's a good guy and stuff like that, I wouldn't waste time on guys like this. Guys, men who are depleted are men who are depleted. You cannot fix them. You cannot help them. You can tell them what it is. They usually don't want to change. Usually they have to come to these conclusions on their own. They have to get to these things by themselves and not have someone else tell them. Believe me, I've told many, many, many men about semen retention. I've got a friend from high school that I told about it 5-6 years ago. He's never retained. He hasn't had a girlfriend once in the last 5 or 6 years. We've gone out to bars. He does not talk to girls. I was teasing him the last time we went out to bars. We would go all the way to Nashville. I didn't like going to Nashville. I liked staying in our hometown. He doesn't like our hometown. He likes to go to Nashville. We drove all the way to Nashville. Me, him, and another guy. He drove. And we get to Nashville. Me and this other guy are talking to girls all night. We're hitting on girls. I made out with a couple, right? Having a good time. And my friend that wanted to go to Nashville did not talk to a single female, bro. He just drank. He just drank and stood around. And like, he watched me make out with 2 different girls. Just saw me, talking to the girls for a little while, and then I just grab her and kiss her. Don't care. I'm drunk. So I started teasing him when we left. I was like, you're the one that wants to go to Nashville. You want to drive an hour to drink. And then you drive an hour back just to drink. You spend 2 hours driving just to consume alcohol when you don't even have to leave the house to do that. We could have more fun chilling at your house, just drinking beers with the boys. Or we could just go out here in our hometown where it's a 15-minute drive to a bar. We don't have to drive an hour. And so he's chilled out on going to Nashville because I started teasing him about it because it made no sense, right? But the point is, this guy has never retained. And I can tell when I'm around him what he does. I know that he constantly depletes himself. And so he's not had a single girlfriend. He don't get, nothing, right? Most men are going to be this way, right? So they're going to want to take your energy just like the females are. And this is where I get preaching on my caution here, because your soul is on the line. The rest of your life is on the line, right? It's been almost a month since my father died. I watched my father lay in a hospital bed for a week, struggling to live, suffering. He got better for a few days. Then he started to get worse. He took a turn for the worse. And that was it. That was the end of his life. It's over. I looked at my father. I watched my father. I had a relationship with my father. He was 87 years old. I'm 30. Right? My father was 57 when I was born. He would have been 88 this month in February. I had a different relationship with my father, where, just as the Bible says, as Jesus said, you have to become like little children to enter the kingdom of heaven. My father, as he got older, became more like a child than I had ever seen him in his last few years of life. He would laugh until he would cry over something that wasn't even funny, but it would have everyone else cracking up, because he'd be red in the face, crying, laughing, and couldn't even explain why. He was just laughing, right? So we had a different relationship, right? I understood him on a very deep level, deeper than he thought I would. And if you don't live your life on your own terms, you will have regrets. You will regret letting people pull you around and take your energy. Is okay, man. You can get your energy back, but you can't get your time back. And you'll regret letting a man or a woman pull you around and pull you into their world, into their energy, into their vibe, and take you off of your path, what's important for you in your own life. You'll regret letting someone do that, because your time slips away and you never know when your time is. My time could be 2 years from now. So in the next 2 years, am I going to let depleted energy people pull me in? Jesus himself didn't hang around with these people. He would touch these people, he'd get around them, he would work miracles, but he didn't spend a lot of time around depleted energy people. He spent a lot of time with his disciples, who he led, who were men who wanted the truth, who wanted more, right? So you have to think about your own life and what you want from your life, and consider, is this person getting you closer to what you want, or are they taking you further away? Because at this stage of reality where we are, most people are off their path. They're extremely whimsical. They have nothing to live for, nothing to do. And so they're going to want you to join them in this. As a man on his purpose, as a man on retention, you don't do this. You don't engage with these people on a deep level. You can engage surface level with them, but you keep everybody at an arm's distance. You love everybody from an arm's reach, right? You can Heisman them with some love. So understand that these people are doing this because they have depleted energy, so they want some of yours. You have the deepest, strongest, most powerful creative energy they've ever felt, and they want some of it, male or female. These people are going to come around. They're going to try to take your energy, your time. Time is of the essence, and your soul is on the line. Part of it is to knock you off your path. It's to knock you off your purpose that God has put you here for. These people are putting your life as obstacles. All right, gentlemen, so stay on your path, keep retaining, and keep your eyes open. Like this video, comment what you think, subscribe to my channel. Have a good one.